Seconds.
Now comes the part where we throw our heads back and laugh. Ready?
Ready!
How dare you!
Welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore, your morning dose of creative conversation and coffee with your host, Brian K. Morris, independent publisher, freelance hybrid author, award-winning playwright, Facebook famous YouTuber, and former mortician's assistant. Get ready to start your day off right.
And good morning, everyone. How the heck are you? Welcome to the Wednesday Hump Day New Comic Day edition of Nevermind the Furthermore for September 22nd, 2021. Hope you're having a great morning so far and will continue to endeavor to do so for the rest of this day. Anyway, I'm your host, Brian K. Morris. And you heard my introduction there, so you know who I am. But anyway, we're glad to have you here, and we hope that you're starting the day off with an attitude of gratitude like we do. And that means we're grateful to Jeffrey Hayes and Plasma Fire Graphics for their sponsoring of this show. Plasma Fire Graphics, when the look of your book matters to you. You've worked your heart and soul out on your latest book. Maybe it's even your first, and you want to give it the best cover you can to attract eyes and attention and possibly increase your sales. Well, Jeffrey Hayes is the guy that can help you do it. He creates some incredible graphics like you just saw. He also does book trailers, promotional graphics, whatever you need. He can do it for you at very, 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 very affordable rates. So please check out his Facebook page and check out plasmafiregraphics.com where you can contact Jeffrey Hayes directly and put him to work for you. Plasma Fire Graphics, when the look of your book matters to you because it matters to your reader. It definitely matters to your reader. And people that matter to listeners are the Rising Tide Broadcast Network. Tonight is going to be an extravaganza with the return of the Truthmongers with Ted Davies and Glenn B. Fleming. And then tomorrow, we start out with Michaela Jade's motivational morning motivationals, where she kicks you in the ass, gets you out of bed, and hopefully it'll inspire you to stop other people from eating your lunch, creatively speaking. And then tomorrow night at 7 p.m. is Comic Book Spectrum with myself, Eric Hawkins, Clyde Hall, and Brian Rodman, where we're going to review the latest comic books and talk about the funny book industry as it stands and answer your questions. But please take a screenshot of this. I know I don't have the current schedule up, but that's the way life works. Anyway, we are also in the process of change, as we are going to be changing up some shows here, including greeting the Dastardly Dingoes. Brian, Chad, and Jeremy are now joining the Rising Tide Broadcast Network, and we couldn't be happier joining our other family of incredible shows. Oh, also, I forgot tomorrow night, Thursday night at 9 p.m. will be Stupid O'Clock, the most fun geek talk show on the interwebs. You'll love it. And stay tuned at 11, possibly for Dan Hollifield's Last Man Standing. Always a good time. But so please check it out. All right. 7 days a week of entertainment and education. And also thank you to our Patreon subscribers, our patrons. Are part of a monthly subscription service where they can support their favorite creators directly. And I happen to be one of them. I'm so honored. Anyway, they also have pages of their own. And it's not like you just toss money and you don't get nothing for it other than a warm glow. No, in my case, I give you looks at works in progress as well as Other things like getting your name on my show. Look at these people. They're on my show. And if you want see your name there, see what I offer you at www.patreon.com/Brian K. Morris for more information. Hey, did y'all catch last night's Clever Title Pending with illustrator Stuart Sager last night? What an information-packed show. And he's fun. And it's somebody, you have probably seen his artwork if you go to places like Walmart or Target or Hobby Lobby. You know, I stand in the geeky wall art area of Walmart, and anyone who passes by, I point at Stuart's painting and say, I know that guy. Anyway, please check out last night's show. It was a lot of fun. We had a great time, Stuart and I. And don't forget to tune in next week for the last episode of Clever Title Pending. We'll have more on that as we unfold the week. And don't forget, we've got the YouTube challenge. Thank you to our new YouTube subscribers. You are greatly appreciated. Hope you enjoy your stay here. And for everyone else, remember that if I can reach 1,100 subscribers by the end of Halloween night, which is October 31st for those of you who came in late, and it's going to be a Sunday night. If I reach 1,100 subscribers or more by that time, I will do a special 12-hour Nevermind the Furthermore the following Friday. We're going to have special guests and some giveaways and such, but we can't do it without your help, and you guys have been so great so far. So please keep sharing this video. Please keep liking it on Facebook, but most of all, please come to YouTube and give it a thumbs up, because that helps in our visibility in searches, and it also gets YouTube to put us on more traveled pages where we might get more people in turn. So please help us in this. We do beseech you, and we thank everyone for your help so far. And let's see what else. And also, before we go, last night I posted something on my pages about I want to congratulate Prose Press and Tommy Hancock. They've just scored a major coup. There was a writer from the 30s to the 50s named Lester Dent, one of the most influential pulp writers of the time. And he created a character called Doc Savage, which they keep talking about making a movie with Dwayne Johnson. And he is one of the influences on the character of Superman. Turns out Jerry Siegel was a huge, and Joe Shuster were both huge Doc Savage fans. So Tommy Hancock has just scored the rights to do 7 out of 8 of Lester Dent's characters. No, Doc Savage is not among them, because the Lester Dent estate does not own Doc Savage. Because I'd kill to do a Pat Savage. No, that's for sure. But anyway, please follow the Prose Press page on Facebook and give that a like too, if you would. And writers, keep an eye on that space, because there could be some opportunities opening up eventually. Because I'm privy to a couple other bits of information that I cannot reveal right now, but it's cool. Keep an eye on Prose Press. You'll be glad you did. And notice my beautiful new cup. I had to show this off. I had to show I love it. Go to CKOEPB.com and sign up for the best newsletter in the whole universe. Even better than mine, which you can get at risingtide.pub, my newly redesigned website. But anyway, 3 more days, you should be seeing that newsletter from Cindy Kep. And also go to bearpublications.com, where you can pick up Animal Eye #1, the book and the comic book, and other bits of swag such as... Oh, the coffee is so good. Anyway, let's get to your comments, all right? And good morning to Teresa Dunn. Mwah! Glad to see you. Comics Talk about saying good never morning. Big weekend ahead. Well, cool. Tell us about it. And Scott Crocker is in early. What is Yanking My Tail is brought to you by a generous grant from the Stupid O'Clock Foundation, as well as additional support from the Rising Tide Broadcast Network and from viewers like you. Hey, I'm sorry to that lady that saw me rage out this morning when my damn cart fell over, but it's raining, the load was heavy, and I have to deliver tires and rims today, so give me a break. I don't blame you. I would be livid. Wow, I didn't know you'd carry that stuff too. Holy cats. And yeah, I know I have issues with stress and anger, but I can't afford therapy, and that is really what has got a grip on my floof. I would love to get help with my mood swings, but I don't have the money. So a big two-finger salute to the United States healthcare system and the nation's attitude towards mental health specifically. And the public at large wonders why honor students become psychos. Rant over. Let's talk about happy things. Skunk, I feel your pain. And dude, you know, that's the thing. I was on a panel at the Imaginarium a couple of months ago in Louisville, Kentucky. And the panel we were talking about links between really creative people and mental illness. And I don't know that I didn't know anyone that doesn't suffer to some degree, whether it's just imposter syndrome or full-blown depression, some sort of mental imbalance. I admit I'm most of the way through my imposter syndrome, but I still get depression. I really do. And intellectually, I know that there are drugs that I could take to balance things out and help me deal with stress a little better. But I'm also so old school, and it's so ingrained with me that I'm afraid I'd lose that edge that helps me do all this weird stuff that I do. So I don't suffer so much from it as Cookie does. But anyway, just having to live with me. But I feel your pain, Skunk, and know that you have people here who care for you, who are sympathetic, and we're always listening when you rant, man, because you have a reason. Okay, so hope your day gets better, brother. And the Historical Fencing Guild every Friday night at 8 p.m. Check that show out. Nicholas Anthony Tockard is amazing. I love a show. And good morning, Nevermorians, on this the blessed first day of fall. Oh, it is fall today, honey.
Well, hell.
That's what I say. I guess we are justifying closing the windows at night. So anyway.
Taking the window air conditioning.
Yeah, taking the air conditioning out. Yeah, but we're still going to keep the blinds open because we have a responsibility to entertain the neighborhood. Anyway, good morning, Nevermorians, on this the blessed first day of fall when hoodies beckon, coffee calls. Yes, your mighty manatee man awaits leafmas and long night cuddle for warmth around good books. Definitely. That sounds good. And coffee, I'm all about that. And we've got enough books to last us. And by the way, speaking of books, please come see us this coming Saturday at NonCon. We're going to be at the Pottstown Elementary School in Middletown, Ohio. And it's going to be a good day. It's going to be a couple days of paranormal stuff. And we will be there. Cookie and I will be attending, along with Carl Witzman, Molly Daniels, Donna Carleen, and T.L. Shively. That's right. Our darling Evil Lynn will be there. So there are people. Please come see us. We've got brand new books for your amusement and entertainment and enlightenment. So please come see us and buy a lot of books. Damian Walbrin. Good to see you, sir. Good morning to one and all working on a secret toy project and had to get up early. Let's kick this day where the sun don't shine and own it. I love your attitude, Damon. And I'm on page 8 of 10, just to give you a hint. And Ace Bonnie, good morning all. My body is just a filter. Coffee goes in, sarcasm comes out. Coffee and spider are the two things that fuel me, sir. So you are welcome, and you are definitely at home here. And we've already had a comment dump. Cool. That means you guys are contributing. I love it. And Historical Fencing Guild says folks around Fowler, Indiana, this Saturday may catch a glimpse of yours truly amid the booths on sidewalk sale day, weather permitting. Oh man. I wish I was around to see you. And also, has anyone else noticed the hardcover beta tab on Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing? Yes, Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing, which handles their print and ebook, is now doing hardcovers, at least for a limited time. It's kind of a beta program. They're going to see how well it works because there are other publishers who are doing hardcover right now, and I guess Amazon wants to catch up. Now, the thing is, they're not, they don't come with dust jackets, but you can probably get those printed separately. I understand the profit margin's not really great on those, but some people like them. They are hardcovers, and we will be looking into it. And good morning from the desk of a small press publisher, Joe D. McPhee. Always a pleasure, sir. Check out his show on Saturday nights. Very informative, very fun. He's a great interviewer, great artist, writer, and I love seeing it. And Ted Davies Artistry, good morning all. Good morning to you, Ted. Did you all check out Ted's announcements yesterday? Please go to his YouTube page. Please give it a like, and please give it a thumbs up and a subscription, and check out what he has to say. He's got the wheels a turning, and he's going to be too good to speak to me real soon. And Donna, Carlene, hello all. Mwah, good to see you, Donna. I hope you're having a great morning so far, and everyone's saying hello to each other. And Carl Witzman, good morning to you, sir. Good morning, everyone. Welcome. Please don't forget to like if you are on YouTube, and if you're on Facebook, please give us a reaction of some sort, whether it's a like or a love or mock us with your laughter. We've already got 4 reactions, and we want to thank Ryan, Bill, Spencer, and Donna for those. Okay, and so please check us out. We really appreciate that, and it does help us with the evil algorithms. And the Historical Fencing Guild says it probably sounds silly, but it seems like going to a hardcover is a step up. Will require next level content is more real. Yeah, and also one thing that will change is my understanding from people who are already going through it is your cover dimensions, the bleed area is going to change a little. So there is that. And speaking of people that are on the move and making things happen, there's our darling Michaela Jade. Mwah! Hey there, friends. Hey, check out Michaela's Tidbits and Scribbles from Monday night. It was really terrific. And please leave a comment while you're there. Just because we're not live sometimes doesn't mean you can't leave a comment after you're done. And actually, for a lot of us, it's easier to comment on your comment. So don't be afraid to drop me or any of us on the Rising Tide Broadcast Network that have YouTube channels aligned, and please subscribe to our channels. We do appreciate it. And there's my darling Sarah. Sarah, hey there, definitely starting the day off right, being amongst wonderful friends. Mwah! Sarah, I was glad to see you around last night. And thank you to everyone again for being in the audience for Stuart Sager. We didn't take many questions last night, but Stuart was actually answering a lot of them before they got typed. So he you can tell he's a pro. He's been doing this long enough. But I thought he was fascinating. Like I said, he and I have known each other for about 5 years now. We met at a convention in Evansville. It was a beautifully run convention, excuse me. And I think it was put on by somebody that does like another big convention elsewhere in Kentucky. But there were a couple problems. One, they announced way out in advance that they were doing the show. So several people got in and scheduled their shows just before this and sucked all the money out of the community. So people who had already bought their tickets were just wandering up and down the aisles looking for the vendors to entertain them because they weren't going to spend any money. And we had like a first season Power Rangers, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers reunion, including the guys that played the bad guys on there. Peter Mayhew was there, Chewbacca, a couple other really strong guests. And the attendance was so poor that people, like, I was in one corner of the room. I'd walk over to the far corner of the room and check out the other dealers. In full confidence, no one was around to steal my stuff. I got to meet Bob Hall, though, a former Marvel artist and editor, and most famous and he's worked for DC. He's done some Batman graphic novels. He's also probably most famous for writing and drawing Shadow Man for Valiant Comics. With the famous Aerosmith appearance. But anyway, and I met Stuart there, and we got to talking, got along, and we'd catch each other occasionally, always at the Kokomo Comic-Con. And, it was a pleasure to get him on the show last night. So, but anyway, what also happened was a blizzard was coming in, and I was having car troubles. Like, my starter wasn't working well. And so, I told the promoters I'm leaving early because I'm not going to spend another night here in Evansville. And they were like, oh, you can't go. You might get blacklisted. And I was like, I don't care. I'm going to be risking my life getting home. And as it was, once I got north of Terre Haute, which was about halfway home, I got hit by the blizzard. And it actually took me longer to travel the last half of my journey than the first half. So it was a white knuckle ride in the whiteness outside. So I have a lot of scars from that appearance. I wouldn't mind going back to an Evansville show, but this was the first and only. I don't know that I would ever do a big show like that again. But anyway, from the Small Press Publisher, morning, Brian. Morning, Joe. Just a quick update. The Amazonian comic series, all 6 issues, have been ported over to KDP. Just waiting for Amazon to release them. It shouldn't take too long. I think and here's the thing, Joe. I keep talking about how KDP used to be. KDP would usually would say that we'll get your stuff processed and online like within 24 hours. I never had to wait longer than 8. And I am now hearing some people say it has taken almost a week to get the things going, but don't give up, man. Don't give up. And we talked about the physical editions. It dawned on me you could just put the physical editions, but you'd have a hard it'd be a hard unless they've changed their price structure. Doing color work with KDP print is pretty expensive, at least compared to print on demand. So, but anyway, we'll explore it together. And Michaela Jade made my whole day saying, "In my pocket you go." And Eric Hawkins, morning all. Good morning to you, Eric, the artist and writer of the Zombie Full World of Oz. Please check that out. It's currently in demand for a limited time on Indiegogo. All right. And I will work to get AWF and AWF Primetime Saturday night over as soon as I can. Good for you, Jody McPhee. That's what I like to hear. And awesome, Joe, says the Historical Fencing Guild. And right now it will be digital ebooks. Well, those you can price, comparably. And the thing is also, you could, if you wish, sign up. Since I think the only online place you had your ebooks was Comixology, who is being taken up with, by their sister company KDP. As long as you price it comparably. And here's a tip. Don't be afraid to add a little money to your foreign editions either, okay? Because they are very literal. I always round them up to the nearest 100 or zeros, whatever. But yeah, and I don't think KDP doesn't format. I don't think the KDP doesn't format well for comic. I think they're inexperienced at it. Like I said, I've priced out like doing floppies and graphic novels and found the cost up, at least the physical cost, prohibitive. Now, ebooks is another matter. If you want the 60 or 70%, I can't remember what, royalty, make sure you price it at least $2.99. And I know you've got thicker publications, so that should be easy. And Teresa Dunn, I'm grateful for your promoting my books and me. Well, Teresa, it's a pleasure. And Teresa, you do a good job of promoting yourself too, and you are your own best salesman, so don't ever forget that. And 14 watching and 8 likes. She's cracking the whip, Sarah is. So please be sure to give this a thumbs up on YouTube, and please like and share and subscribe. That's very important if you want to see me wet my pants in a 12-hour extravaganza on Nevermind the Furthermore, the Friday after Halloween. You know what to do, people. Anyway. And from Decimal Small Press Publisher, thanks the Historical Fencing Guild. Necessary evil, since Comixology is going away. Yeah, that's a shame. And like I said, back in the day when I first started doing self-publishing, the ebooks were handled by Kindle Direct Publishing, and the physical books were handled by what was called Create Space, both Amazon companies. And both companies worked remarkably well. Their customer service was amazing. And up to the point when they merged, I had like half a dozen books out. And whenever I had a problem, basically CreateSpace would say, okay, we've already taken care of it. Don't worry about it. Rather than the usual boilerplate was, well, here's what you have to do. They've only sent me one of those letters. But the customer service has really gone downhill, and packing, oh dear God, packing it gets better and it gets better, then it goes back to zero again. So it's pretty inconsistent. And there's that beautiful Keisha Acuff. I just know it. Hello, beautiful you. Hope you're doing well. Check out Cryptid Crunch on the back of the Cereal Box Network, as well as occasional forays onto the Rising Tide Broadcast Network, and wonders if Sarah wears a Devo hat when she does that. Oh my gosh, I could see her in the little flower planter, the power hat and everything. That would be riotous. I love it. And I love this community. Ninja Gecko, we love you too, man. We're glad you're a part of it. Welcome to the show. And Damian Waldron, I'll take your warm glow anytime, BKM. Damian, I got so much of it left over. I'm just giving it away, fella. Anyway, looking forward to Damian and I are going to be collaborating on a story soon. I'm looking forward to that. And I'm trying to write it to your strengths. Hope you like sci-fi, dude. Because I don't do much of it, and we got something really cool. I think we got a possible series here, actually. And Brian Rodman, good morning, my fellow Brian and Nevermorians. This week we are sending out our final packages for the nebulizer. I saw my beautiful wife get an armful of packages ready to mail out today. God bless you, Robin. Also, I've been working hard on Memoirs of an Angel issue 8, which will be launching on Kickstarter next Friday, October 1st. Memoirs of an Angel is about a ragtag group of infinite and finite beings who race through time and space to rescue a bitter witch hunter from the clutches of the Dark Kingdom. It's like Lord of the Rings meets The Exorcist, but better. Head to that address that he's so courteously supplied to you and get notified on launch to join the adventure. And where do we stand on pre-launch subscriptions yet? I'd like to see that go up by 5 before the end of the show, so please check it out. I will not be offended if you leave me for a moment. Pardon me. And Carl Wisman said, and we only had one spammer last night, so it was easy for me. Carl, I appreciate your work, too. I really do. And I thank you for keeping a heads up on that. I really do appreciate it. And I'm thinking we may, if someone's willing, someone who stays during the whole show and is paranoid as hell, you're the person we're looking for. I wouldn't mind a couple other admins on here to help me catch people. We get trolls. We do get trolls. We get some that are deliberately trying to sabotage this show. And I just recently found out that some are just bots that somebody programmed to annoy people and possibly get their channels shut down. But anyway, wouldn't mind a couple other people. So maybe talking to a couple of you. All right. And Sarah, last night's guest is an amazing person. So grateful I tuned in. I'm glad you were here too. And I'm glad you enjoyed it too. Yeah. Stuart Sager, he's fantastic and crazy talented. I mean, you saw his artwork on the wall. Wait till you see it in person. This stuff just explodes. And, to hear him say that he feels his color sense is his weakest attribute. And I'm like, I don't know about that. His color choices are really bold, I think, and really complimentary towards what he's trying to portray in the illustration. Yeah, he's sensational. I really think so. And he's a good guy, too. And he supports the Indiana creators community, which is even gooder. And good to hear, Carl. And yes, he had some good advice for artists, but writers could use some of that info, too. Yeah, Carl, you see, that's what I try to do when we have people on who are not necessarily... let me backtrack. I try to bring guests on who can speak through their own experience and their own wisdom to other areas of creativity. So if I have an illustrator on like Stuart Sager, I know he's going to have stuff that writers can use too. And by the same token, if I have somebody like an R.G. Westerman or a John C. Bruni or Jim Beard or Bobby Nash, that they are going to have career advice that is also applicable to the artists in our community. So I think it's, I try to pick people to come on to Clever Title Pending based on their experience and what they have that's unique. And if they have something to promote, that's fine. But as I keep saying, I don't care what they have to sell. I just care what they have to say. And we are going to be doing, like I said, Clever Title Pending this coming Tuesday will be the final episode. Please tune in to find out why. It's a good reason. And we're working on that reason this week. But anyway, it's we will be having people, occasional co-hosts, no more than one a week, I'm promising, on Nevermind the Furthermore. We've been talking to people like John Celestri. Dan Doherty is coming for a morning of hilarity, and you're all to treat them as badly as you treat me. So there we go. What could be better? And author Kathy Jackson. Good morning, everyone. Hugs. Have a beautiful day. Mwah. Same to you, sweetheart. Hope all is well. And you guys are amazing. Keisha Cup, you're pretty darned amazing yourself, sweetheart. Don't ever think differently. And Ted Davies Artistry, thank you to all the support from everyone. If you haven't checked out the big announcement about Ted's book retrieve on the YouTube channel, get your copies while supplies last. Also check out Grim 101. Beautiful, beautiful book. And thank you, Ryan Permisson, for sharing this as always, sir. And good morning, Nevermorians. How are you? And check out the latest episode of the podcast on Anchor FM called The Nerdcast, episode 116. It is one. If you thought 115 was better, this is even gooder than that. You'll love it. And hey there, friends and foes. Happy new Comics Day. John B. Pica, johnpica.com. Check him out. Check out the back of the Cereal Box broadcast every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Central. And also check out stuff on his network because he's amazing. So there. And also check out Nightrake, available now on Amazon. And Ted and Michaela are on fire right now as far as writing in their careers go. Seriously, I'm trying to catch up with them, Carl. I'm serious with that. They are pointing the way for all of us, really. And Charles F. Millhouse, good morning, all. Charles, good to see you, my friend. Hope all is well with you. And thank you and our mutual friend for the notes on the story the other day. Hope he likes it. And Ryan Permisson says, in case you missed it, check out the latest episode of And I Quote with author Bobby Nash. How many hours did you go over? I haven't seen that yet. I'm going to check it out next day or two. But anyway, definitely check it out. Ryan asks great questions. Bobby gives great answers. You know, it's like the Reese's Peanut Butter Cups of interviews. And Anthony Bilveau, good morning to you, my friend. How are you and how's everyone? I hope everyone is well. We are doing great, and we hope you are the same, sir. It's a little rainy outside, a little chilly, but it's a good day, and we got stuff to do. And subscribe to the Nerd Culture channel on YouTube for Ryan Permisson's expert trivia, interviews, TV news, and more and stuff, and sending positive and healing to anyone who needs it. Anthony, thank you for mentioning that. I've got a request for same for my friend David E. Laker. David is under, I believe it's today. I could be mixing my dates. I'm really bad at this stuff, but if not, he is going to be doing this. But anyway, he's undergoing a very, very important surgery today, and he's pretty fearless, but he's nervous about this. I've talked to him. But anyway, please send some healing, positive energy to him and his wife, Marianne, today, if you would. Just think of them and hope for speedy healing and successful surgery. Anyway, Sarah says, I wish I could extend my therapies with you, Skunk. I'm around if you need to talk. #Rising Tide. #love you, Sarah. And the artwork of Bill Sarton, good morning to you. A wonderful Wednesday morning to the wascally wobbly Fezman and all of the wacky Wednesday Morians. Count your blessings and know that they are God-given. Thank you, Bill Sarton. And check him out on Sarton Art 76 on Facebook for the artwork of Bill Sarton, where everything old is new again. And it was great meeting you over the weekend. Keep being great. Well, I will if you will. It's good meeting you too. Hope your morning is going well. And happy fall, everyone. Hey, that's right. Today, I was just reminded today's the first day of fall. And so everyone celebrate inappropriately. All right. But anyway, Facebook user, I know who you are. I remember who you are. And I hope your little charge is doing well today, that drunk little thing. Anyway, Grant Lankard, good morning to you, sir. Hope your morning is going well. And Brian Rodman says, and the Dastardly Dingoes podcast is extremely excited, and they can prove it. They'll show you. To join the Rising Tide Broadcast Network starting October 6th, myself, Chad Nuss, and Jeremy Woodring will be hanging out with BKM, talking about the importance of living creatively and how a good grasp on your own worldview increases world building in your storytelling. Get ready for the kickoff, ladies, gents, and others. And I am privileged to be returning to the Dastardly Dingoes, and the network is privileged to have them. And like I said, Clever Tile Pending will probably come back as a series of specials after we get our new show, BK Minutes, off the ground starting October 1st. And I think I'm picking 8 a.m. to do the show. It will not interfere with anything else I'm doing currently, such as Nevermind the Furthermore. We'll still be on 3 days a week, and we'll still be doing Comic Book Spectrum on Thursdays. So, but we're going to have some surprises on Comic Book Spectrum soon. And Jody McPhee, you may need to clear your schedule on a day or two then. But anyway, oh man, we got all kinds of comment dump here. Anyway, and congratulations to Ted Davies and all of you for accomplishing your goals this week. Ryan Permisson, thank you, sir. And don't forget to keep going for yours too. And positive and healing energies. Thank you, Anthony. Much appreciated. And bring Cookie home. Much appreciated from you, Bill Sarn. We are working on it. And Truthmongers assemble to meet my X-Men. Oh, wait. Tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern, we are discussing Jack Kirby's creative consciousness. Was Jack created, or was Jack connected to the source? Tune in tonight and find out. And a little something, I'm helping Glenn on his Kirby project too right now. So I said after setting everything up, I'm a little over 10% done with it, but we hope to have it done in a week. But anyway, I've been it's going to be a fantastic project. And if I'm a little behind. We'll do it at the end of the show, but Ted is going to be doing very, very soon an Indiegogo campaign for a book about his meeting Jack Kirby in his home, in Jack's home, that is, and interviewing the man about his life and his creativity. I'm really looking forward to that. It's going to be so much fun. And Brian Robin, Damien, our Waldron's That Secret Toy Project gives me the feel goods. Ooh, he's feeling good. No, I'm not going there. Anyway, John B. Micah says, tonight on Back of the Cereal Box presents Cosplay Cafe. Kelly Gutner and Crayley Vanis host Celebrity Cosplayer Night Mage. Yes, and I've got in my queue Robin Burks from their premiere episode. Robin's a good friend of mine, also an author. And I'm looking forward to watching that show, and I'm looking forward to Cosplay Cafe. Great content from the Back of the Cereal Box Network. And if you want to be a guest on Ryan Permission's And I Quote, which runs every Saturday at noon Eastern time, we need to pre-record if we can do that, or we can do it live. We have friendly conversation and promote your projects, and you can sign up on his calendar there at calendly.com. And I think you should. It's a great show. I had a great time, and I got to put my name in the hat for 2022 too. And Sarah, I keep meaning to watch that show, Ted. I think you should. I think you should. And thank you to those who have signed up to be guests on And I Quote. I really appreciate it. Well, Ryan, you run a good show, and I think people be elbowing each other to get on it. So, and cool, Sarah, it's recorded, so when you can. And don't forget to leave a comment and a thumbs up when you're there, Sarah. And hashtag bring cookie home. Thank you, Ryan. Much appreciated. And the artwork of Bill Sarn says the bird's the word when you subscribe to Cindy Cap's snazzy newsletter at ckoepp.com. It's really something to tweet about. It really is. Anyway, and thank you, Cindy, for the coffee cup. And I'm currently reading Occupied Pulp, and so far it's really good. Life is better when reading. Exactly. Yeah, I picked up that book at a pulp show earlier this year. I'm looking forward to reading that, and slowly getting through my pile of books. I am so bad. I'm so garbage at that. But yeah, it's, and there's a lot of great stuff waiting for me. So I'm really excited. Currently I'm finally finishing all the stories in Pulp Reality #1. It's, it's shameful I haven't read all the stories in there, not just mine. And Ace Bonnie, hello from Ted Davies Art, and 624 subscribers for PKM today. Good job. Thank you. I am kind of passive in this, but thank you to everyone who has subscribed to this channel, and we hope for more. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. It helps me with the algorithms. And like I said, if we hit 1,100 subscribers, and there's every possibility we can, that by the end of Halloween night, we will do a special, never mind the furthermore, a 12-hour episode on the Friday following. And the free Paranormal Festival Freak Out at the Fowler will go 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. in the Fowler, Indiana. Ghost Investigations of the Fowler Theater. 10 till 2 p.m. I will be helping the library booth and mine. Oh, excellent. Yeah, I wish I could be there, but I'm going to be at NonCon in Middletown, Ohio, with Carl and Donna and Molly and TL. And we're going to have a good time there. And it's going to be a lot of fun. And thank you to Keith and Jason for having me. I really appreciate that. And in case you missed it, says Ryan Permisson, check out the latest episode, Geek at Birth, where we give Bill Sarton a special shout out. Oh, all right. And congrats on the number of subscribers. BKM, love you. And I love you too, Sarah. Sarah, thank you for being one of them. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed so far. And if you haven't, please consider it. We definitely are going for some, we're going for monetization. I'll be perfectly honest about it. I know at first it won't be a lot, but what I'm hoping to do is, one, we are going to get some stuff that we'll be able to set up a real studio in our house for our broadcasts. Also, we are looking to, also, some of the excess money we're looking to hopefully trickle down to other members of the broadcast network. to help them, and maybe I'll buy one of them a StreamYard subscription or something, or maybe I'll buy Carl and Ted like a gift certificate for cigars somewhere. But anyway, we're going to filter some of this down to the people who are helping this network succeed and who are helping promote each other the most. So anyway, Ryan Permis says, hope you all had fun and sold tons of books this past weekend at conventions. I did. And I want to thank Scott Reed for trading with me. I got a lot of good stuff. I bought some stuff, but also want to thank Matt and Katie Wayman for hosting us again at SI Comic Con. The next one will be April 2nd, I believe it is. So mark your calendars. And I hope to be, and I think I will. I think I could be there. I hope to be back. But anyway, it was a great show. Well attended. Got to sit next to the Silver Power Ranger. It was a good weekend. And what day is that, Nick? Asked Carl Witzman. And Carl, this Saturday we'll send you links. It is actually a holiday for me. And is the guest going to be at DeadCon after you informed him about it? Stuart Sager is going to look into it, yes. So we'll see what happens there. I believe there are still some vendor tables, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, that's going to be a good thing. It's happening. Go to DeadCon Conventions, I think it is. I had it last night. Let me look that up. Dead Convention. Deadconvention.com. Go to that and you'll find out about DeadCon. It's happening in Fort Wayne next month. I will be a guest there. Philo Barnhart will be there. Danny Trejo will be there. All kinds of cool people. Anthony Bavot will be there, I believe. So anyway, it'll be great. And artwork Bill Sarn says the autumnal equinox does happen today at 2:21 p.m. Central with an equal amount of daylight and nighttime hours. Okay, that's right. That's interesting. Yeah, and hopefully I'll be back from the that's about the time Cookie will be going to work, so I'll be back from the comic shop by then. Grant Lackert says, I'm going to Mountaineer Con in West Virginia this weekend. I'm going with the guy who makes my female customers uncomfortable, which sucks, but oh well. Grant, you don't need to have anyone like that. You really don't. Anyway. You don't need that. You really don't. We've been, doing some policing, and helping others with theirs. Actually, it turns out there was somebody that was making some of the females in our audience uncomfortable with certain offers. This is another one, and actually has taken money from people. And not only not delivered what was the artwork that was promised, but also has actually taken a lot of artwork without accreditation. Calls himself an artist, but anyway, we've been working on that. And thanks, Nick, says Carl Witzman. And Lacey Lemke, mwah, good morning to you. Her 4th publication is coming out soon. Looking forward to seeing that. And this Saturday and Sunday, okay, so you will. Okay, try again. Okay, this Saturday and Sunday, I will be at QuadCon at Northwoods Mall in Peoria, Illinois. Man, a lot's happening this weekend, I tell you. Yeah, and if I wasn't involved with this, I'd probably be either in Fowler or Peoria if I had my way. Sarah says, I was shocked when he didn't know about DeadCon when I asked if he was going to be there. Well, you see, this is part of why the rising tide and finding your tribe, as Michaela calls it, is so darn important. We tell each other about opportunities and warn each other about bad ones too. So it's useful. It is good. And everyone is saying hello and thanks and you're welcome. And Lacey Lemke, check out Tales from the Bonfire live now on Kindle. Check it out. She's an amazingly talented writer, beautiful lady. And I love you, Lacey. Glad to see you here. And Joe McKeel, good morning. I love you too. Good morning, group, doing the YouTube on the TV and comments from Facebook. Hope everyone is not behaving. You know I'm not. Behaving only badly. That's the only way I do it. And that's a weird sticker on the back of that guy's truck. Holler boys. Yeah. Yeah, we were driving behind someone. Cookie had very early PT this morning. I was driving her, or we were driving through the thing, through Lafayette. That's the thing. And we saw a guy who was putting like stickers, but you see those people that put like a plethora of stickers on the back of their car because they don't give a damn about the resale value. We saw somebody who was putting them in their rear window. It's like, how are you seeing through that thing? Anyway, artwork of Bill Sargent says, join the Far Out and Groovy Kids by clicking on Sargent Art 76 for better days from yesteryear. Tonight at 7 p.m. Central, I'll be showing the 1975 pilot episode of Space 1999. So make sure you hit the follow button on the artwork of Bill Sargent where everything old is new again. For those of you who don't know, Space 1999, a very influential science fiction show from the mid 70s. I was attending Danville Junior College at the time, and I was missing my world history class on Monday night so I could watch Space 1999. I showed up 4 times in a 10-week course. My instructor showed up 3 times. Anyway, I think he was probably watching it too. But anyway, no, it started Martin Landau and Barbara Bain of Mission Impossible. And was created by Jerry Anderson, who was most famous for doing things like Thunderbird, Stingray, Supercar, Fireball XL5, and had just come off of a live show called UFO. Brilliant show. And Space 1999 actually was going to be the 2nd season of UFO, but the fates conspired, and so they created this wonderful platform for Landau and Bain and a host of great supporting actors and writers, many of whom worked on like the Avengers and the Saint and Doctor Who. Anyway, it's a great show, and the premise is that a nuclear accident happens on the moon where we have a base there. And the moon is hurled out of its orbit and sent careening through the galaxy and meeting new and interesting races every week. It is a great show, very well written. And of course, Martin Landau and Barbara Bain, so good together. Of course, they were husband and wife at the time. Anyway, says, I can't tell if that's a brand or what. Yeah, that's hard telling. Yeah, that's Holler Boys. I think I've heard of them, but hard telling. And the trips to Midgard will be had soon. And derp. I'll send it too soon. Oh, if only most of us could say we've never done that, Sarah. But no, give Midgard my love. We're going to go over there. And paranoid as hell, what does BK mean by that? What was that sound? Alex Jones is out to get me. I know. If it weren't for the space aliens protecting us all, who have the illusion of the moon being out there, given that there is no such thing as space, and the Earth is only like a 2,000 mile diameter circle, and Australia is a myth. Okay, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, Carl, perfectly in tune here. And Michaela J says, I have great news. We found my replacement for my day job. Oh, that's cool. That is great. That's a good feeling. Knowing you're on the way out, that's a good feeling. But then knowing that there's somebody who can pick up for you, that is an excellent feeling. You don't want to leave them, your ex company, if you have any positive regard for them. You don't want to leave them in the lurch by your going. When I worked for Office Depot, I trained my replacement. In fact, I hired my replacement specifically because he was an old friend of mine. I knew he could do a better job than I could. I wanted to leave the place better than when I found it, which I did, fortunately. But when I was a temp at the water company, I did the same thing. There was somebody coming in to do my job, and I left. I wrote a procedure manual for them, which they promptly ignored because it meant work. So I was doing my best there. And of course, the last time I was at the water company, I couldn't do that because they gave me the bum's rush. But anyway, and then they found out they shouldn't have. But anyway, that's good for you, Michaela. That is great. I'm so happy that you're getting out of there. And she's going to be doing the writing life now, full time. That is so cool. Scott Crocker says, so I'm trying to play catch up on the show right now, but I did see your comment, Sarah, and thank you. Also, did you mean your own therapy sessions, or are you a therapist? Just curious. I'm going to let her answer that. I know the answer, but I'll let her answer that. And right now we are at 73 followers on the pre-launch page for Memoirs number 8, says Brian Rodman. If we can bump those numbers up for our launch, that would be amazing. Can we get at least 2 more? Brian, when you get more, give me a shout on this. Let's get him up to 75 before the end of the show real soon. And absolutely thankful for Carl keeping us all, especially Brian, comfortable. I can do this show in great comfort knowing that I've got Joe Dog McKeel and Carl Witzman watching my back. You have no idea how courageous that makes me. and I can spend more time on my guests and your comments than having to worry about some, cranky Russian trying to destroy my network. But anyway, and great guests last night, became fantastic answers and content. Thank you, Ted Davies. I appreciate that. Like I said, Stuart, he's a smart as hell. You probably noticed he's very smart, and he is one of those, he's one of those guys that, he's gotten so many wonderful opportunities because of his talent and his drive, that I think it is an inspiration to a lot of us. And also, a lot of people enter a field thinking this is where I want to be for the rest of my life, whether it's like I want to write and draw comic books, or I want to write short stories and novels. And there are many people who go on to lucrative careers in other media, such as Stuart last night did illustrations for the Superman movie. I'm assuming he meant Man of Steel. And then you have somebody like Alfred Bester, who was writing comic books and short stories, and then he graduated to novels. Lee Brackett started out writing short stories and books, and she switched to screenplays. She had a hand in writing Casablanca, the classic movie, and also The Empire Strikes Back, arguably the best movie in the whole series. And here's a fact about Alfred Bester. He wrote you got to read The Stars, My Destination. It's a beautiful revenge book. But he is the one who came up with the contemporary Green Lantern oath. When Green Lantern was Alan Scott, originally his oath was along the lines of, "And I shall shine my light upon the darkness, for the darkness cannot stand the light of the Green Lantern." He changed it to another one. "In brightest day and blackest night, no evil shall escape my sight. Let those who worship evil's might beware my power, Green Lantern's light." And that has lasted about 3 or 4 generations of comic book readers. And some people go into advertising. Frank Frazetta started out as a comic book artist, went into newspaper strips, and eventually into fine art. Boris Vallejo, I have some war comics from Tower Comics that he illustrated before he started getting he was doing covers for like the Warren and Skywald horror magazines, and then he became a paperback cover artist. So anyway, yeah, you move on to different things. And somebody who's moved on from animation to doing his own wonderful Bloodwing Angel rather, is John Celestri. Good morning, Brian. All the Nevermind the Furthermore it's out there. John, good to see you. And John will be one of our special guests on Nevermind the Furthermore coming up soon. Scott Crocker says, I watched part of the show last night. I didn't comment or nothing, but I did give it a thumbs up. Thank you. I passed out during it. I was too tired. Well, I hope you go back and watch it, Skunk. It was really a good episode. Stuart was a great guest, and when we come back from hiatus, we are going to try to get him back. And Kathy Jackson, thank you for identifying yourself. Brian K. Morris is a great person, always a blessing. It's a gift to be a part of the Rising Tide Network. Well, Kathy, you don't do any broadcasting, but you are as official a Rising Tidester as I can mention. You are a wonderful lady, and it's a blessing to be with you. I love hanging out with you and Matthew and your family. And last Saturday was a total joy because you were there, and Matthew and Amy and Richard and Jessica and all of our other friends, Molly. It was just a good time last Saturday, and you were a huge part of that as always. And morning to you, Greg Harms. Glad to see you here this morning. Hope all is well. Welcome to the show. And Grant Lankard, I hope everybody is having a great morning. I am, and I hope you are too. John B. Pica, hey, gang, we are running a 2021 summer movie tournament on the Facebook Saturday Rec Room group. Your favorite summer movie needs your vote. Check that out. I voted because I like the franchise. I haven't seen any of the films, or I don't know that I will. So anyway, poor Skunk working wacky hours like Dan Hollifield. Yeah, poor guys, Whereas I'm my own boss and I work all the time, so I don't keep wacky hours. It's every waking moment. So anyway, Sarah says, Skunk, sharing my therapists with you. They're amazing and know what they're doing. Ginormous hugs. I will say yes, because I've known Sarah for a long, long time. and she has had her various reasons to sing the blues with authority. But she has such wonderful coping mechanisms now that she occasionally helps me out. So if two of you start a dialogue, I think that'd be very helpful. And the artwork of Bill Starnes says, set your alarms tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Central Time for Stupid O'Clock with host Joe McKeel. Join us for some fun, and you may learn something before it's done. Yes, Brian, you will learn things. I'm out of there then. Forget that. I've only got so much room in my brain for information, and right now I'm watching a lot of Ultraman. But anyway, no, definitely check out Stupid O'Clock. Bill and Joe Dog and Dan and John and all the guests there. It's wonderful geeky talk, and you will love it. I love to listen to that show. And one of these days, I'm going to invade. I really am. And our friend M got his cataract surgery, and now he can see again. Yay! Thank you for that information, Carl Witzman. Some of you met him in the green room, and he had to keep the lights off. Now he might be able to show us his face again. Yeah, I see him in there. I know who you're talking about. And it's like, is he under, I kept wondering, is he under witness protection or something? What? So anyway, I'm glad for him. I really am happy. And the way cataract surgery, Cookie had her cataract surgery a couple of years ago now, and she sees so much better. And it's funny because I got my eyes checked about a month ago, and I was told I have the onset of cataracts too. And I'm like, really? Cool. Maybe I can ditch these things. That would be fine. Or I'd probably just get a pair of reading glasses or something. But anyway, there we go. I knew that was we have another comment dump, our third of the morning. And it got cool people like I will get to you, folks. I promise I'll get to you. And positive and comforting thoughts to your friend having the big surgery. Thank you, Sarah. It's the one I discussed with you about a week ago. Ace Bonnie said, I heard chili. I grabbed my bowl, ran outside, and nothing. I know. And it's filling up with rainwater now. And Bobby Nash, happy Wednesday, Nevermore ends. Bobby, good to see you. BobbyNash.com. Also, don't forget, he's got a great series of books with his two-fisted detective or crime-fighting guy, Abraham Snow. And he's also got a bunch of, I think he's got 5 of them out now, Snow shorts. I have written number 4, Snow Ambition, and it's a fun book. It's a one-shot, quick-read crime thriller, and it's available for 99 cents now on Amazon Books. Bobby, it's always a pleasure to have you here, sir. Hope your day is going well, my friend. And also check him out. He's also on Patreon, and he's got a lot of content on there. So please check out his Patreon page too. And Sarah's laughing at Ace and laughing with him, I'm sure. Grant Lacker says, not sure if you saw my email asking for a brief bio for the back of the comic book you're working on. I haven't checked my email this morning. I'll do it. I will. And Brian Robin, today as I walked out of my house, I breathed in that crisp, chilly air. The asthmatic's lungs were pretty happy. Happy friggin' fall, folks. Oh my gosh, yes, he can suddenly step out of his nebulizer suit, which, by the way, if you have pledged for the nebulizer, that is an awesome comic book. And I'm a fan of Memoirs of an Angel. This I'm really loving. It is a good time in a post-apocalyptic world with a guy who's choking to death. But anyway, it's peculiar what I find amusing. But anyway, I find Brian Robin's work great, and you will love it too. And he just gets better with every issue. And Joe McKeel, check out BrianRobin.com for more information. Anyway, Joe McKeel says, do you remember yesterday was the 21st of September, as in the 21st year of the 21st year of the 21st century? Yeah, it was all 21s last year. It was or yesterday. So yeah. That's incredible. That is so cool. And what surprises on CBS? I'm not dead. I'm back, baby. That's right. Well, yes, and Eric Hawkins is back. Yeah, Eric had last week off due to the My Sharona Miley Cyrus, but he is well improved by now, thank goodness. It's funny. We've got a thread for the 4 of us, and all 4 of and I noticed that all 4 of us have some sort of medical ailment. It's like, Eric had COVID. He's probably the healthiest of the 4 of us. He had COVID recently. Brian Robin has chronic asthma. Clyde Hall has some immunological challenges, and I have a heart murmur. We're a mess. We are any minute now. We're gonna have to call in. Somebody's gonna have to call in Jody McPhee to host a brand new quartet in that room. And happy fall season, everyone. Happy one to you too, Ryan. And tune in Saturday at noon Eastern for And I Quote, where we talk about new pulp writing and publishing with Charles F. Millhouse, who knows his stuff and is a great writer too. And we'll also be taking your questions, so don't miss it. So check him out on Facebook and on YouTube. It's a great time. And from this Small Press Publisher, I heard my name in CBS. Has 15 issues happened already? I thought Eric Hawkins was back. He was going to convince me on the independent horror comics. This is an ongoing battle on the show. As let's see, here we go. And get rid of that notice there. But anyway, but no, you'll see, at this point, you're coming back for episode 45, but you're going to be back on before then, Joe. I promise you that, because we love your commentary. Also, if you love good comic book commentary, check out From the Desk of the Small Press Publisher every Saturday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central. Jody McPhee runs a great show, and you'll love it. And Sarah says, I was in the comments on Chuck's show last night. Everyone kept wanting his ashes mixed in the ink of their comics while he's still alive. That's going to hurt. While he's still alive. You monsters, you monsters. That's probably a horror story, how they dispose of a body. They burn it and distribute it in the inks. But anyway, I'm thinking now. But I'm just going to be buried in the backyard. Also, Eric says, also to help Brian with the algorithm, leave comments on the video after it is aired. Video comments help much more than live comments. That's true. So if you're watching us on the rerun, please leave us just a good show, or whatever you're feeling. And also, I will try to reply to you if at all possible. So yeah, which I'm unable to do for the live ones. This is my commentary for the live ones. And Sarah says, I told Chuck that he may have ashes in his nose after his snorting hot sauce for the amount of backers. Yeah. Chuck was raising crowdfunding for one of his comics, which I still haven't read yet. But it was he said that he would take like a teaspoon of hot sauce for everyone that pledged, and so I pledged. And then he said he would snort hot sauce if we increased our pledge. So I increased my pledge because I'm a sadist, and it was funny to watch. But that's the thing. I have too much respect for spices, as it were. On a scale of, on the hot ones, which you all ought to be watching, it's a great interview show. On the hot one scale, I'm very good at 6 and 7s now. I used to be around a 3 or a 4, but now I'm a 6 or 7. And it was funny because we went out the other night when we went out for dinner after SI Comic Con. We went to an Asian buffet and they had General Tso chicken. I love properly made General Tso, especially when it's spicy. Well, I tried some and I thought, well, this is very sweet, very pleasant. I'm enjoying it, but it's not hot. And everyone's talking about, wow, do you feel that heat on the back of your throat? And I'm like, no, I don't. I taste it. So it's not a matter of suddenly me getting COVID or something. But I could taste it. It had great flavor, but it wasn't hot to me. And I realized that I'm also the guy who tests hot sauces now by shaking a little, like about a half teaspoon in his palm and, taking it that way. And we've got quite the assemblage of hot sauces now in our kitchen and in our refrigerator. Some do need to be refrigerated, but and I gotta tell you, everyone, if you use Sticker Mule to get your stickers, please check out Mule Sauce. That is some of the best hot sauce I have had in ages. It's about a 4 or 5 on the heat scale, but it's very flavorful. It is one of the best hot sauces. I would put it up there with Cholula and Tapatio, which I kind of like too. Ace Buying is celebrating the first day of fall today. I'm going to go to the Kiss concert tonight. Oh, dude, let us know how that goes. I saw that Kiss has resumed their touring schedule after both Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley tested positive for COVID. And so they went into isolation, and God bless them for following health protocols. but they are resuming their final tour. Of course, due to the My Sharona Miley Cyrus Peter pandemic, they're going to be probably in their mid to late 70s by the time they finish it. But folks, if Kiss is coming near you, go see them, because they are promising that once they play in an area, they are not coming back. I think they've played in Indianapolis already, so I can't see them there. But I've seen some of their shows online, and they put on a hell of a show. They really do. They are fantastic performers and pretty good musicians too. I think Paul Stanley is one of the best rhythm guitarists in rock history, frankly. Sarah says, good info, Eric. I had no idea. And Carl Wisman says, that's a good point, Eric. I haven't done that on this show, but I always try to leave comments if I watch someone's show. I do the same thing. Like I check out Michaela Jade's shows. In fact, a lot of shows I'm so far behind in watching, I have to watch them on the rerun. But I always try to leave a comment for the person because I know it helps. And Grant Lackard, Ace, did you check whether or not Paul Stanley recovered from COVID yet? Last I heard he had. And also I'm hearing that the Rolling Stones did an invitation-only concert last night in Boston. The governor of Massachusetts, I think, was there. Peter Wolf of the Jay Giles Band was there. And everyone had to show that they had been vaccinated. Okay. Don't talk to me about prejudices. There are bigger issues at hand here. I'm stopping, Carl. I'm stopping. But anyway, the Rolling Stones played to an audience of 300 people. And Mick Jagger, the show started with a very touching tribute to dedication to the late Charlie Watts. And Mick Jagger pointed out that this is the first time in 59 years we have done a show without Charlie. And then Ron Wood grabbed the microphone and said, Charlie, we love you. We are praying for you, and we are playing for you. And they also have a guy who has been playing with Rolling Stones since 1980 on percussion. So they have a very capable replacement. But yeah, this now leaves Mick and Keith as the only two Rolling Stones actor from day one. Now, Bill Wyman is still, their former bass player, is still alive. And Mick Taylor, the previous rhythm guitarist prior to Ron Wood, is still alive. But of course, obviously, they're no longer members of the group. So it's just Mick and Keith now. The Glimmer Twins carry on. Anyway, Lacey Lemke says, find me at SemoCon at the Black River Coliseum this coming Saturday. Definitely check out Lacey Lemke and get her books, Nightmare Oasis, and I can't remember the current one. But anyway, check out her work. She is wonderful. I love you. And I can't wait till we get some shows together again. And the Historical Fencing Guild says, Brian, what is your studio wish list? Often money is hard to acquire for me, but sometimes stuff comes my way. Basically, I want to upgrade everything. I've got a really good microphone. I don't think I need a mic. But I want to get an area where I can get some, and I've already started getting some better lighting. I have a ring light over on this side to replace the lamp I was using. But I want to get some fresh lighting. And Carl is donating a computer mainframe to me. Thank you, Carl. Maybe I can pick it up this weekend if you're done with it. If you're done cleaning it out. But I also, of course, I'll need a monitor and peripherals and stuff like that. And I have a green screen. Again, thank you, Carl Witzman. But we'll need improved lighting for it to use it properly. And probably just a lot of little things that I don't know that I need yet. I'll probably need like some sort of stand or something to put this on, because probably what I'll start doing is do the show more or less more standing up, or like having someplace to sit down occasionally, because I can't stand up for 2 hours anymore. But but I want a green screen so I can change out the background here. We've got Cookie and I have some really good ideas for spotlighting things, including advertisers. So yeah, we are going to be working on that. But yeah, at this point, it's almost everything. So I have been told I should try crowdfunding, but I'm not. And also, I want to build an area for it in the in the basement, which would mean almost building a room for it. That's in a perfect world. I probably can get along without that, but we also want to do some experimental type shows. I want to do an episode in Nevermind the Furthermore with a caller, and for that I'd probably get like a burner phone or something and have it close to the microphone. So I need a stand for that. So there's all types of little things like we could do, but I think it'll create a different kind of show that I think will be better. So actually, most of it will go towards coffee. Anyway, Sarah. But thank you, Nick. It getting me thinking. I do need to write down an inventory, don't I? And Midgard Comic Shop will be devoured during their short open hours from today through Saturday, says Sarah. Midgard Comics in Charleston, Illinois. Check them out there on Route 13. Oh, 13. Anyway, Sarah, yeah, and the oh well comment kind of startled me, but I didn't know what to say. Well, oh well. I'm constantly startled and startling. Anyway, everyone, please check out the comic book Brian and I are working on, says Grant Lankard. I agree with him. It's a horror anthology in the style of EC Comics, like Tales from the Crypt. We're working with a bunch of great artists, too. We definitely are. And let me grab the other side of it. Well, anyway, there's some stuff. Anyway, artworker Bill Sargent says, everyone knows John F. Kennedy's famous quote, a rising tide lifts all boats. Think of something nice to be a part of that rising tide for someone who needs it. That's the way this operates, Bill. Very well said. And Grant Lankard, yep, the band is ready to rock and roll all night and party every day. And Sarah says, I just got notified that your show is live. Good to know. Yeah. What have we been doing up to this point, right? And Grant Lankard says, oh, I'm jealous, Ace, but I think I have a chance to see them. I think the whole we're retiring after this tour is a sales gimmick. Well, Kiss is the master of gimmicking and promotion. I mean, good Lord. Look how much Kiss merchandise there is out there. Well, in fact, a little bit of the history, a little side here. I remember listening to a Terre Haute, Indiana station the night that there was this one, it was around 104 on the dial. I think they're still around. I hear them every now and then when I drive through Terre Haute. But this one DJ on the air, and this was like the early 70s, when Kiss was starting to really make some inroads nationally, because they were relentless tours during their first couple of years after they signed with Casablanca Records. And they were coming to Terre Haute, and they were going to come into Holman Airport, and people were calling, this one DJ, I backtrack a little, this one DJ hated Kiss, and he would play a song, and he made it very clear he didn't like the group, he didn't like their music, he didn't like their sound, he didn't like anything about this kabuki rock and roll thing. And eventually got to the point where he said, I refuse to play any Kiss on this show. I hate that group. But he kept, when they were coming to the Holman Center in Terre Haute, he had to do the promos for it because the station was co-sponsoring it. And he's made it very clear he doesn't like the group. He was reading this stuff under protest. And finally, one guy called in. They had a caller, and he was saying, well, why don't you like Kiss? What's wrong? And the DJ was like adamant. I think they're terrible musicians. I don't like their voices. And the guy said, and the caller said, but they speak to us here in the street, and we appreciate them, and they're doing something fresh in rock and roll. And the guy's like, I don't care. This makeup and everything is stupid. And, I can't see why anyone would go pay to see them. And the caller said, listen, you show up at the airport this weekend. When they come flying in, you're going to see something that's going to look like LaGuardia when the Beatles first came over in the 60s. And of course the DJ was scoffing, and he's saying nobody's going to show up for that. And the caller said, no, we're going to be there. You're going to be surprised. The Kiss Army is going to show up. And the first thing Gene Simmons did when that phrase started filtering through the pre-internet grapevine, Gene went out and trademarked it. So they know their stuff. But also keep in mind, Grant, that these guys have other side projects. Paul Stanley has a wonderful soul group he fronts. Love their sound. And Gene has numerous business investments, and I'm sure the other two guys have things they can do too. also keep in mind their age, and they go on stage every night and wear about 40 plus pounds of leather and plastic. And then they don't stand still. I mean, Paul still gets up there and dances. Gene struts around the stage on those big ass boots of his. So, these are guys doing a show that they've done for almost half a century and still do, not quite as energetically as they used to, but still putting out a lot of energy and doing it for their fans. So, I think the physical toll, I think that's what is also a factor, and they've earned it. They've earned a victory lap. They really have. And Skullcracker says, I didn't realize that was the plot of Space 1999. Thank you, Damien, for subscribing. I appreciate it, brother. Anyway, so basically what you're saying is a nuclear accident happens on the moon and the Earth dies. Pretty much because the moon has been ripped out of lunar orbit. Yeah, so, they never went back and explored what happened to the Earth and how badly screwed over it is now. But yeah, it was a really good show. It really, really was. And the second season, they kind of retooled it a little to make it a little, brought in a couple supporting players to make it a little sexier. One of them was Catherine Schell, who was in the episode City of Death with Tom Baker. So anyway, Lacey Lemke says, Australia being a myth is one of my favorite new conspiracy theories. Oh my God, yeah. It's like, it just amazes me. People like, the flat earthers and the sovereign citizen, and now the new, the First Amendment frauditors. I mean, auditors. This stuff just amazes me how idiotic people can be. Of course, a lot of them, I think, don't believe it really, that they're doing it for YouTube views, because they may not be stupid, but the people who follow them are. And I don't mind insulting them. But anyway, I love conspiracy theories. I really do. That's why I've told Ted and Glenn for Wednesday nights, if they need, and I've been, I was a co-host on the last episode of the Truth Mongers with Ted. But if they ever need a fill-in host, I'm willing to go in, because this is my wheelhouse. It really is. And after the times I've had Midgard, I frequently hit send too soon. I'm stopping now, says Sarah. Oh, I know. Sometimes I'm thinking my fingers work better than this in many ways. And Joe Dog McKeel says, some Joe Dog wisdom. While you desire to be the strong, mighty oak, sometimes it's best to just be a willow and sway in the wind to weather the storm. That is so true. And if I were Willow Schuyler, I'd be beautiful and clever and intelligent. So that it's all good. And CM Davenport, good morning, everyone. Good to see you here, sir. Hope your morning's going well. Happy to see you again. And Lacey Lemke says, speaking of screenplays, filming wrapped on the screenplay I wrote, Upside Down Sky, along with Michael Ricci and his team. We get a harrowing story of addiction, secrets, and how one moment changes everything. That is great tagline there, Lacey. Love it. And looking forward to seeing that, hun. Keep us posted, all right? Skullcracker says there's a hippie chick in the Walmart parking lot wearing harem pants taking photos with a DSLR. Jesus. Today is just freaking weird. For your consideration, one driver calling himself Skunk has found himself in a Walmart parking lot where reality has taken a sudden left turn. Is he at the big box store, or has he driven into the Twilight Zone? Anyway, Skunk, hope your day gets less peculiar. And of course, Joe Dog wants to. Number 4, I didn't think I was that far behind, and said, which Walmart? Joe Dog's going to hop in the Joe Mobile and go out and check it out. And as a Babylon 5 fan, I twitch every time you say Alfred Bester. Hey, viewers, plug your books already, says the Historical Fencing Guild every Friday night at 8 p.m. with some great information on how to murder each other safely. But yeah, yes, and Nick, have you heard that J. Michael Straczynski has been openly lobbying to be the new showrunner for Doctor Who? Who doesn't want to see that? First of all, I know the Brits will lose their minds because it's an American doing it. But yeah, Straczynski's done some great work. I would definitely want to see that. And Cindy Kemp says, Happy Equinox Day. Happy Equinox Day to you. And be sure, folks, to go to Bear Publications and make your coffee taste better. If you don't have a Rising Tide cup, then definitely get one of these. It's the logo to her brand new book and comic book Animal Eye. And even the dregs are better as a result. Good to have you here, Cindy, and thank you for being on the show with Stuart Sager last night. So glad to have you in the audience. And speaking of BKM, he has a PayPal you can tip and a monthly newsletter and so much. And if you want to check some of this out, check out risingtide.pub. Brand new and redesigned by Damian Waldron. If you need a brand new, vibrant, and useful website, you definitely want to talk to Damian about it. Look at what he did for me. Holy cats. Mine was like a combat zone. It's like walking into Thunderdome without any of the glamour. But he transformed it. He did a wonderful job on that. And he and I are going to be working on some comic book stories together. And thank you, Nick Dockard, for mentioning our PayPal, which is at... Let me find it. Yes, and if you enjoy what you see in here, please consider leaving a tip for us at paypal.me/RisingTideBKM. Thank you, Nick, for allowing us to do that plug there. And let's get back to your comments because we are so far behind. And Cindy kept get the power strip because Cindy kept starting her plugs. And when you need a break from raking leaves, you definitely want to go to Smashwords and check out my work there. And it's better than football. Spend your Sunday afternoons and Monday nights reading stuff from me. Thank you, Cindy, CKOEPB.com. Check out her library. And definitely check out her newsletter. It's going to be out in about 3 days. You'll love it. And judging from the number of comments, I'm going to say don't die feed Cookie. You're about on time, too, Carl. And set up your training gear for fall with Mr. Nicholas Anthony Tockard from the Historical Fencing Guild. He's got a couple books out that'll make great references for you all. And then you're watching The Leaves Fall with John B. Pica. Go to johnpica.com for more information and check out his work on Amazon. Brand new book, Nightrike, from Seventh Star Press. And John B. Pica, pro tip for everyone looking for guests for their shows. Clubhouse, yes. Also check out podcastguests.com, Podmatch, and Guestio. Ooh, I'm writing that stuff down, John. That's good to know. Oh, I got some other stuff I should be checking out. Anyway, podcastguests.com, podcastguests.com, Podmatch, and Guestio. Thank you, John. Of course, I really don't lack for guests. What I really need is somebody to tell some people to go away. Unfortunately, there are people in the various communities who, especially when they're crowdfunding. Now, I'm not saying this of all of them. I'm not saying this of any of my friends who, I'm making room for people to come onto the show so they can promote their stuff because I love them. But I'm currently also in touch with Daphne Lage right now. She's going to make her premiere on one of the morning shows. We're going to do it just one day a week, though. The other 2 days you're stuck with me because my ego. But anyway, but yeah, I get a lot of people who I have no idea who they are. And all of a sudden it's like, I've got a Kickstarter, so when can I come on your show? And I have some people who are pretty annoying about it. It's like I try to put them off nicely because, up until recently, I had as long as 4 months. I had Clever Title pending, booked out 4 months. And some people would actually say, well, I know you've got it booked out, but could you bump one of them for me? Or could you just insert me in this show? And I'm like, no, that's rude to the people who have booked. And yes, I did mostly book my friends, but I made some new friends from booking people. But anyway, yeah, always screen your guests. But anyway, dodging the ragweed, pollen, dastardly dingoes, now coming to the Rising Tide Broadcast Network. But check out their shows because they are incredible. They're lots of fun. And if you're enjoying cooler temperatures, then you want to go to YouTube for that channel there. And that last one was Nerd Culture with Ryan Permisson. Well, what better way to celebrate fall? than to get a rise with Ryan Permisson. And Ace Bonnie says you can walk around Walmart eating grapes and no one will bother you, but as soon as you make coffee, damn it, here comes security. I know. And, the thing is, here's another thing, Ace. I think you should try on that underwear, before you take it home, make sure it fits. But did you know they now have dressing rooms for that? I know, it's amazing. This is truly the learning place. And holy crap, it's genius of a story about getting rid of a body. Yeah, I know. There's always ways. And Cindy Cap says, from the Decimal Small Press Publisher, enjoying the great fall colors. Come see the various bruises that Nick Tockert is inflicting on his friends on that show. And enjoy Shorter Days with Amazon and Amy Hale, her brand new book, Neurosis. Check it out and check out her library. It is always good. And Poetry for Fall from Teresa Dunn. Get both volumes of Poetry Expressions, and she's working on number 3. And we got stickers from Sticker Mule, says Grant Lankard, and I didn't try their sauce because I wasn't scared. Angie said it wasn't that hot, though. Well, it's not. It's more on the level. I think it's a little spicier than, say, Scoville-wise, than, say, Tapatio, or Red's hot sauce. I don't find them particularly hot anymore because I'm so inured to them. But Cookie's getting some news.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, hold on a second. We'll get back to your comments here. And what's the news, honey?
We need to pick up our vehicle.
Okay, cool.
And it's going to be a little bit more because their mechanic had his head up the butt. The sound we were hearing for the rear brake area?
Right.
They actually had to do works on the brakes.
What? Did they find the oil leak? Did they say that?
No, they didn't. They didn't say that. But, so we'll talk to them when we get there.
Okay, fair enough. Well, maybe we'll book to get we had a substantial oil leak in our van. But we will be at NonCon this weekend, even if we have to rent someplace. But anyway, back to the comment. Thank you, honey. Grant Lankard says, I didn't try their sauce because I wasn't scared. Angie said it wasn't that hot. Yeah, it's like I said, it's not like the bomb or anything like that, which is nothing but capsaicin pain. But it's very flavorful, though. We find it, we especially with eggs. We like it with eggs. And Joe Dog Cummings Highway says Skunk Rocker. And Leafiness Abounds on Michaela Jade's Warriors Trilogy. You'll definitely want to celebrate fall with the Warriors Trilogy with the 4th book on the way from Michaela. Also, check out our weekday morning motivational programs on the Rising Tide Broadcast Network. And also check out Tidbits and Scribbles every Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 Central. And be sure to subscribe to her YouTube page, but only if you subscribe to mine first. So there we go. Anyway, Michaela's going, what? Anyway, Historical Fencing Guild is getting that list field ready for fall. Check it out on YouTube, and please subscribe to that channel too. And Sarah says, Chuck had another time when he snorted 2 lines of hot sauce, and Sean was going to insane levels of ghost peppers and an insane gummy bear that had a warning on the package. Oh, then Sean rubbed his eye. Oh, dear God, what was he thinking? Oh, dear. That's bad. And thanks, Skunk. Hopefully I can get there before she leaves, says Joe Dog McKeel, sensing a viral video in the offing here. And Grant Lankard, I think when kids is sitting around their mansions in retirement, they're going to wish that their last tour had all original members and will come out of retirement. Well, I think I saw an interview recently with Paul Stanley, and he had a comment, and of course, everyone wants the original 4 back. They want Ace Frehley and Peter Criss back. But unfortunately, both of them fell into the same habits that got them fired in the first place. And I think Paul Stanley said something to the degree of that he will always be grateful to those two. He said, because we wouldn't be where we are without them, and we wouldn't be where we are with them. So, some people are just not meant for a life on the road. And Cindy Cap says, check out CromCon this weekend after collecting leaves. And she will be there at 1 p.m. Central on Sunday. Well, very cool. That ought to be splendid. I will make sure I watch it on the rerun. And I think she already did. I didn't see her on my way out. Well, maybe she's just lying in wait. She could be clinging to the roof of your van right now or hanging on to the undercarriage. And the artwork of Bill Sarn says, great show this morning, but I got a boogie. Well, glad you were here, though. Wendy Lou Lee sent me some homework for my short story that will be included in her Big Grace book. So I'm doing a rewrite and send it back to her at her little house on the prairie. Actually, she lives in California, where all celebrities live. Not all of them. You and I, you're in Illinois. I'm in Indiana. Anyway, do good deeds and bio good deeds, amigos. Bill, thank you for being here this morning. And check out the artwork of Bill Sartin on Facebook and give it a like. And Luke Stone has hybrids for fall. By the way, Luke Stone, his wife, Beth, gave an update on Luke's health, and it sounds like he is slowly mending. So, but he's still a weak little kitten. But anyway, please think about him if you would. But anyway, check out Luke Stone Studios for that great series Hybrids. And dang it, says Joe Dog McKeel, he missed her. Well, not necessarily. She could still be loitering. And More Than Powerful Stories for All Seasons Bear Publications, where you can also pick up Animal Eye, not just the novel, but also the comic book. And you can also get the swag from it. Swag. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. And love those harem pants, says Carl Witzman. He's getting Barbara Eden flashbacks now. And watch out for the fall pollen attacks, Brian. Check out BrianRodman.com for 2 great comic series, The Nebulizer and Memoirs of an Angel. And me too, Joe Dog McKeel tells Carl Witzman. And for fun, StormgatePress.com. Always good stuff. Always pulp-oriented action and fun. And Carl Witzman, would you want us to bring it to non-con? Like you'll have room in the vehicle? I hope I'll have room when I'm done. We'll have room. We'll make room. Carl, thank you, if you don't mind. Otherwise, Carl, let's set up a date. We have dinner some night or something, okay? And it's actually spring in Hyper Sandy Books, part of the world, on their YouTube channel. Check out their great reviews. And Tabitha Dibble Brown, Christmas is in the air, so fall is on the way. Hope everyone is doing well. Catch Bone Cave at SemoCon Saturday for all of your fall decorating needs. Definitely check them out. Tabitha, glad you're here. Hope you do well this weekend. And Roll Cruise, says Cindy Kep, art because you need his nifty artwork at theartstation.com/Roll Cruise, the artist on Animal Eye. Great, great work that man does. And help for the hurting, go to Victoria Adams. She's a great, great writer. She's also a lady that's got a right to sing the blues, but she's also there to help other people. I love Victoria. She's great. I haven't talked to her in ages. I need to. And talk to me about setting up a call-in situation where we can do it on the cheap and no need for a burner phone. Oh, we'll have to talk about that, Damien. Thank you. I need control, though, because, if I give out the general number, I do get people occasionally that are like, what's the link for the show? And I'm like, you're watching the show, dipweed. How do you need a link for it? No, I want to be on the show. That's nice. So I am pretty careful for obvious reasons. And Cindy Cap says, trolls are heroes too, but this is the good ones by S.L. Rowland, not the evil ones that say nasty things on this channel. And sorry, I wrote to be continued. I think my other comment didn't show up because I put a link to the Kickstarter. That could be. You can write it out as like, if I were to do it, instead of putting the dot in, write out the word dot. We'll figure it out. And let's see, here we go. Oh, and got a thing on Reddit for Ultraman. Excellent. And Cindy Cap says for Dragons books and spooky geek stuff, you got to go to the Dubuque Comic and Toy Show, the return of Quad Con 5 Flags Event Center, October 3rd. And if you think you want some vintage comics, including the first appearance of Scrooge, well, she's got them, and they need homes. So bring some money and take them off of Cindy's hands. She'll be glad you did. And then for more Halloween geeky fun, you have to drop in and get cool stuff at Halloween Comic and Toy Show, QuadCon Des Moines on October 30th. And Grant Lanker says, I never really got why Kiss stirs up some strong feelings in people. I like the simplicity of their songs. Yeah, the thing is, though, the stuff what they've done in makeup, a lot of it has been fairly straightforward. Now, when they were unmasked during their unmasked decade, I actually like that period better. They were doing some really complex stuff. A little bit of a stretch for all 4 members. I really like that era. I really like the unmasked era, and they still play some of that music from that too, which makes me happy. But Kiss is just a set of exciting showmen. That's what it is. It's not so much that they bring kabuki to it as they bring showmanship back to rock. Because before somebody might get a sequin suit or something, but these guys put on state of the art shows, laser lights, smoke bombs, rising platforms. And every time they think they've got it down, they push it to the next level. So, and plus they do a lot of, granted, they benefit from it, but they do a lot of their stuff for their fans. And they keep their fans in mind, which is something all of us in the creative field need to do. That, yeah, we can indulge ourselves, but we also have to, like I say, keep the end user in mind. So what do they want? And I approved one of your comments, Grant. I didn't see another one. And Skunk Cracker says, I've never heard the story of how Kiss Army started. I love that. What a great tale. Thank you, Skunk. Yeah, I can't remember the call letters of the station. I think it was like 104.1 or something like that. But I was living in Georgetown, Illinois, doing something in my bedroom. Nothing nasty, of course. But I think it was writing probably. But anyway, I was just listening to the radio and it was coming in, loud and strong about, the Kiss, Army being formed. And I'm like, oh, that's a cool name. So anyway, wow. All the cool kids are commenting on YouTube as well. They should be back in the cereal box. Check that network out. They do great stuff. And who knows, Carl? YouTube is weird. Yes, that's true. And yep, Carl and I agree with you on that one. And Cindy Gap says, and out of break, I'll catch up with y'all later. And don't forget to tip your host, #Bring Cookie Home. Sign up for Rising Tides newsletter. Arf, arf, arf. And check out Patreon for cool artistic stuff. It's including CKOEPP.com, where she is currently sharing the adventures of freelance words and Proxy and Press stuff and all kinds of great work from Cindy. Check out her stuff. Really good content from Cindy. We're proud of her. And Space 1999 was fun. It really was. Also, Charlton Comics back in the 70s did some really good comics. They had a black and white magazine that was produced through Neil Adams and Dick Giordano's Continuity Studio. Some great art and writing on there. And then the regular comic, I remember, I think, it started out with Joe Staten, who's the current artist on Dick Tracy, co-creator of The Huntress for DC Comics. He started it with Nicola Cutty, and then Joe gave way to a new guy coming in named John Byrne, who then drew some really great issues. Sarah says the used bookstore next to Jimmy John's moved to around the square somewhere. If you want to go to it next time you're in Charleston, I'm going to have someone go with me so soon so I can find it. I forgot about that used bookstore. Well, maybe one of these days we'll have Sarah Khan. We'll all go looking together. And Skunk Cracker says, after seeing the 80s horror film Trick or Treat, I firmly believe Gene Simmons needs to grow that goatee out again. It really suits him. I know it doesn't work with the makeup, but it was awesome. Well, what is it? The one movie he did with Tom Selleck, Runaway. Yeah, he was fantastic in that. He played a good villain. And also, although I don't know that it would age well today because he plays an Arab terrorist, I think it was, or Middle Eastern terrorist, but with Rutger Hauer, the updating of Wanted Dead or Alive based on the old Nick Adams TV series. And Gene was a good actor. At one point, during comic shop talks, we were discussing the Batman movie coming up. This was before Michael Keaton and Jack Nicholson were named in their roles. But I said I would pay to see a Batman film where Gene Simmons plays not just the Joker, but Bruce Wayne as well. But that would have been expensive at the time, but just the same. Let's see. Number 5 dump there. And Pluto TV has Ultraman and Space 1999 and Doctor Who. Love it. Get your app for your smart TV now. Ooh, I didn't know they were doing Ultraman. I've been watching it on the official Ultraman channel, where a couple weeks ago, Ultraman, the new version, Ultraman Trigger, just had a crossover with Ultraman Zeta. Oh, that was so good. That was good TV. And Historical Fencing Guild. So spooky author types. Maybe Brian can do a Halloween homage special for the horror artists and authors. Hey, that's not a bad idea. Now, I'm going to be on the road on October 31st, but maybe we'll do something. Who knows? And I got to get in touch with Ron Fitzgerald, see if he wants to do a show with me. Anyway, Grant Lankard says, when your wife tells you it's your turn to pick a restaurant, what she actually means is, I'm going to veto everything you say until you get to the restaurant I want to go to. No, that isn't how it works, Grant. She's ignoring me. Whew, that's why I'm still alive. And dude, great idea for the Halloween show. Seriously, Sarah, I agree. And from this one, small press exposure, just go with the flow, Skunk Rocker. It will be less weird. And Brian, I'm late. He's late for a very important date. Glenn B. Fleming. Slightly more than 10% of the way done as of last night. Mostly it's setting up my process. So, but anyway, check out the new book by Glenn B. Fleming. It's going to be coming to Indiegogo soon. And Brian needs an Amazonia mug. Yes, I do. I do need one. I crave one desperately. And Grant says, Carl Witzman, just remember, when your wife suggests a restaurant you don't like, just say, oh, yes, that's the place with the really cute waitress. You'll not have to go there again. That's a thought. And Skunk Rocker, Carl, it's 2021, buddy. That could backfire these days. And yeah, that's true. Carl agrees. And Lacey Lemke, take care, everyone. Have a great equinox and be excellent to each other. Mwah! Thank you for being here, my beautiful friend, Lacey Lemke. Check her out on Amazon. She is wonderful, and you will adore her. And behind that angelic little smile lies the heart of an axe murderer, and I find that beguiling. Anyway, Carl Witzman, let's get those last plugs in now, folks, so Cookie can have lunch. And Skunk Rocker says, oh, yeah, she really was cute. We should go to talk to her about after dinner dessert. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, say no more. Yeah, really. And it was nice knowing you. And Grant Lankard, okay, going out to lunch. Everyone have a wonderful day. Grant, enjoy your lunch. Much love to you and Angie. Give her a hug from us. And hashtag feed Cookie or Die, says Joe Dog McKeel, working on it. And oh, my God, my head. Oh, no. I just thought of something really dirty and I can't share here. So when the show is over, head over to Uncle Carl's Secret Humor Group. This is Skunk Rocker. Definitely. And if you are unoffendable, go to, and you can go there if you know someone who is a member of that. They can let you in, like the Skunk Rocker or myself, or even Carl. And thanks, Skunk. And Sarah says, I'm starting a new journey in the comic book realm, and I'll be texting you sometime soonish. Bouncing back from the past few days and weeks, so I'll tell you about it and maybe polish up a Facebook page for it. I'm looking forward to that, Sarah. We'll talk about it later. And saying it now, bye, everyone. Have a great day. Carl Witzman, thank you for being here, my man, as always. And yes, the Amazonia Comics is now live on Amazon for Kindle. Yes, from the desk of Small Price Publisher. Congratulations, Joe D. McPhee. So happy for you. We'll check that out later. And great show, BKM. Much success, everyone. And thanks, BKM. You rock as usual. Ted, thank you for everything, my brother. And you rock too. Check out Ted's Ted Davies Artistry on YouTube. Give that a subscription if you would. Give that your subscription love. And definitely check out his video from yesterday. Big announcements, big news from Ted Davies. It's a wonder he's not thought he's too good to talk to me already. And T-minus 32 minutes till time to feed cookies. That's from That's the Small Press Publisher. Getting there. Have a great day, everyone. We will be meeting all again soon. Joe Dog, thank you for being here, man. And check out Stupid O'Clock on Thursday nights at 9 and Saturday nights at 11 p.m. all times Eastern, followed by Dan Hollifield's Last Man Standing at 11 p.m. Eastern on Thursday and 1 a.m. Sunday on the Rising Tide Broadcast Network and the Stupid O'Clock channel. And it was hilarious regarding Chuck and Sean. I guess their pain made everyone laugh so hard. That's true love. And Luke is a great fighter of the Battle of Delta and pneumonia. So is my uncle, who's dealing with the same thing. Well, all the love in the world to both of them, to everyone who's ailing right now because of that. And Skunk Rocker says, all right, it's 11:30, so don't die, feed cookie. And I apologize for nothing in regards to the posts I made in Uncle Carl's Secret Humor Group. Nothing. Good. Don't you dare apologize. And Realmer's Room, the Omniverse, are omniversal.com. Now that's how you put it in there so that people will see it. Don't read any more into that, then it's not code. Anyway, Damien, thank you for being here. And we will get together about that phone call thing. And Brian is very careful about giving out the link. I would be on the show more often if he wasn't. Joe, we may have to have you on then. I'll take that bet. And have a great day. Hashtag bring cookie home. Damien, thank you for being here, my brother. I hope you are going to have a great day, you and your honey both. And pretty soon, BKM is going to start talking like the Micro Machine Guy to get to the end of the comments. Sarah, I think I am already. And Ace Bonnie says, take care. And done. I hear you, man. We're working on it. And I Am Out 3D Bot Maker dropped a new video. I saw that, Joe Dog. I love 3D Bot Maker. I think they may have just slightly edged out marble racing in my love. I love the commentary. 2D is hilarious. And bye, Ace, says Carl Witzman. And later's all done. Carlene, glad to have you here as always. Hope you have a great day. And everyone's saying goodbye to each other. Hugs and bye, Carl. And with that, we are done. We have a van to pick up and ask about. And so we thank each and every one of you for being here. Again, please check out the other shows on the Rising Tide Broadcast Network. This is not an updated agenda, but go to our Facebook page and please check it out. Give it a like if you haven't already. And many of our shows are broadcast on there in our archive. So please examine them lovingly and make them turn their heads and cough. But anyway, later tonight, The Truthmongers at 7 p.m. Eastern with the return of Ted Davies and Glenn B. Fleming. And they're going to talk, was Jack Kirby connected to the source? If you don't know what I'm talking about, tune in tonight. You're going to be glad you did. And then tomorrow, Thursday, start out your morning with Michaela's Morning Motivationals. And then at 7 p.m. will be this fine, super fine show, Comic Book Spectrum, with Eric Hawkins, Clyde Hall, Brian Rodman, and myself. We're going to review the latest comic releases and talk about the industry. And we take your questions and give you answers. We have a great conversation there. So please join us at 7 p.m. Eastern, followed by Stupid O'Clock at 9 p.m. and then The Last Man Standing at 11. It's a great night of entertainment. And speaking of great, let's also talk about our Patreon subscribers. Patreon is a monthly subscription service where you can support your favorite creators directly, financially. And many of these people, these wonderful creative people, have Patreon pages of their own. In my case, in return for your loving support, we give you exclusive blogs. I dropped one earlier this week explaining why Clever Title Pending is ending soon. And also, we've been dropping chapters of The Terrors. And boy, howdy, have we got a great cover from Plasma Fire Graphics to show off there. But anyway, we also mention them in and on all of our creative endeavors. So if you want to see your name on this page, then check out www.patreon.com/Brian K. Morris. All right. And speaking of people that keep the show going, we want to thank Plasma Fire Graphics and Jeffrey Hayes. And thank you, Jeffrey, for the package the other day. Ooh la la. And Cookie will be using it in about a week to develop her forearm strength. But anyway, please check out Plasma Fire Graphics. Plasma Fire Graphics, when the look of your book matters to you. Do you want a book that the cover compels the reader to become a buyer? Then check out what Jeffrey Hayes can do for you at plasmafiregraphics.com. Also check out their Facebook page, Plasma Fire Graphics, when the look of your book matters to you, because the look of your book matters to your readers. So anyway, check it out. And thank you all for being here today. Again, please check out last night's Clever Title Pending with Stuart Sager, great illustrator, great guy. And also check out other shows on the Rising Tide Broadcast channel. We will be back tomorrow night with Comic Book Spectrum with Eric and Brian and Clyde, and then Friday morning again with Nevermind the Furthermore. So we hope you all have a great day, everyone, and please make it good for someone else. Please keep David E. Laker, Luke Stone, and other people who are under the weather. Please keep them in your thoughts and prayers. And as always, folks, stay smart, stay safe, wash your hands, and never apologize for being awesome. Have a great Wednesday. Enjoy New Comic Book Day, and have a great Hump Day, everyone. Take care. We'll see you tomorrow night at Comic Book Spectrum and Friday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern for Nevermind the Furthermore. Have a great Wednesday, everyone.
Thank you for watching Nevermind the Furthermore, a Rising Tide Broadcast Network production. If you enjoyed any part of this show, please give it a like or a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Also, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and consider becoming one of our Patreon supporters. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time on Nevermind the Furthermore.
Hey, yo, Pops here. Are you looking to be on Monday Madness? Is Monday no good? Do you need a special edition? Are you looking to be on the first timer spotlight on for you new guys? Launch parties, countdowns, CromCon Monthly. We got it all right here at the Madness Comic Network. providing online promotional services for the indie comic community, and proud sponsor of
Comic Books for Kids provides comic books to kids in hospitals and cancer centers across the U.S. It's a place where we can all work together to make sure every child has a comic book. 100% of all proceeds go towards the kids. It's about making a difference, and while they're in the hospital, allowing them to fly like a superhero, battle dragons, or rescue teddy bears. We are in every state in the country and now support over 160 hospitals. Every month, we add more.
Visit cb4k.org.
Hi, I am Joe D. McPhee. I am the host of From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher, and I want to cordially invite you to watch our show Saturdays at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. On our show, we will have different guests as well as talk about the comic book industry and pop culture. And every so often, I might actually do a drawing session or a 3D rendering session every here and there. So once again, I want to invite you to watch From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher right here on the broadcast channel that you're looking at, whether it be Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Hope to see you there, and make certain that you catch From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thanks.
Secrets. Trust. Worth. The bond between souls intertwined within otherworldly intrigue. Michaela Jade brings forth the Elite Warrior series, a collection of dark fantasy romance novels set in a twisted world where power lusts in the hearts of men and devotion seduces the souls of women. Warrior's Secret. Warrior's Trust. And Warrior's Worth. Available now at authormichaelajade.com.
When they mined an area, they put down yellow tape right across that line, see. And if you walked on the wrong side of that yellow tape, you blew up.
Strange Tales 136, I remember it very clearly, and that was my first exposure to Kirby. And I wanted to show it to people.
Author Cindy Kep is writing on the edge. Books include Remnant in the Stars, The Loudest Actions, Lines of Succession, Mindstorm, Condemned Courier, the Yerushalayim series, and Animal Eye. Find author Cindy Kepp at CKOEPP.com today. Author Cindy Kepp is writing on the edge. Books include Remnant in the Stars, The Loudest Actions, Lines of Succession, Mindstorm, Condemned Courier, the Yerushalayim series, and Animal Eye. Find author Cindy Kepp at CKOEPP.com today.
Now, every Sunday morning, longtime independent comics creator and Indie Volt podcaster Randy Zimmerman hosts a discussion on the lighter side of comics, the more whimsical and fun comics out there on the Sunday Funnies. That's 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time every Sunday on Indie Volt, indievolt.com, the Indie Volt YouTube channel, and the usual Indie Volt sites on Facebook. Listen in, won't you? Participate in the chat. Let's have some fun. See you there.
Stormgate Press presents a collection of 7 new short stories from today's leading authors and illustrators in the new pulp genre. Experience courageous two-fisted heroes and their intrepid and often dangerous exploits. From dark, watery depths to high-flying heights, these fantastic tales span the globe and take the reader on fast-paced adventures in classic pulp style. Take a seat as we pull back the curtain on Days Gone By with edge-of-your-seat storytelling in the vein of Golden Age era pulp fiction. This is Pulp Reality. Available now from Stormgate Press on Amazon.com. From author Brian K. Morris comes a tale of irreverent holiday horror, told with much inappropriate humor. Dr. Victor Frankenstein creates the spirit of giving himself. Ho, ho, ho. Santastein, or the post-holiday Prometheus. Available at Amazon.com. Get your copy today.